Good morning, students. First of all, I welcome you all in this very important program that is being conducted by NITR Chandigarh. Professor P.K. Singla will be looking after this whole day activity. And I hope this program will be a wonderful addition in your knowledge, in your experience. Our institute, it is National Institute. It is situated at Chandigarh. And our mandate is basically to train teachers. तो भारत के टीचर्स हैं तकनीकी शिक्षा के, उन टीचर्स को ट्रेन करना इट्स आवर रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. But if teachers are being trained, then certainly our responsibility is towards students also. So very special initiative has been taken by our institute. Yes, okay, okay. So the target of this program is how confidence building of the students can be. As far as our country is concerned, we are the largest country in terms of population, more or less. Just in our competition, we are having China. We are having democratic setup, huge population base, 1.2 billion population. 1.2 billion means 120 crore हम लोगों की population. And strength of this nation is it's a young nation. The majority of the population which we are having, it is of your age group. जो students आप लोग हैं, उस age group का ये देश है. So certainly population which we are having, it is young, means it is having lot of energy in terms of our young students. Our GDP of this nation, around 60% GDP contribution is coming from service sector, जिसमें आप लोग काम करेंगे. जो चाहे जो सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट है या बाकी सर्विसेज आप दे रहे हैं, बैंक्स हैं, हॉस्पिटल्स, एवरीवन हु इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग towards GDP is around 60%. So certainly contribution of this young nation is very high. And our GDP, which is growing in last 6-7 years, if you observed, it is increasing by 9%, 8%. So huge GDP growth is also there. So this is a huge country. We were dominating in education, not only today, in last 1500 years, 2000 years, we people were dominating our education system. If you see, it's huge education system we are having. जिस तरह की यूनिवर्सिटीज कॉलेजेस में पढ़ रहे हैं आप लोग, इस एजुकेशन को अपन हायर एजुकेशन कहते हैं. जब आप 12th के बाद जो भी एजुकेशन लेते हैं, दैट इज कमिंग इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन. वी आर हैविंग मोर देन 700 यूनिवर्सिटीज. करीब 40,000 कॉलेजेस हमारे पास में हैं जिसमें आप लोग शिक्षा लेते हैं. Around 14,000 ITIs, then other institutes in terms of commerce college or science college, like that one. So huge education system we people are having in this country. Every day, students like you, 5,000 students are being added into this higher education every day. आप सोचे कितना बड़ा देश है जिसमें 5,000 बच्चे हर दिन इस हायर एजुकेशन में ऐड हो रहे हैं. And in higher education, number of students who are entering, suppose with respect to your 12th class examination, suppose 100 students have appeared in 12th class examination, only 22 are entering into higher education. In India, our gross enrollment ratio is only 22%, means 78% students are not entering in higher education at all. We don't know where they have gone. गाँव में वो खेती कर रहे हैं या कहीं श्रमिक बन रहे हैं, we don't know. So even education system is very large, but still the opportunities which students are having in this country for higher education, it is still very low. Every day 9 institutes in higher education are being added. And our gross enrollment ratio, the definition which I have given, suppose 100 students have passed 12th class examination, only 22 are entering into higher education. So you people are very lucky. The students who have got the opportunity to enter into higher education, आप सबसे भाग्यशाली बच्चे हैं जिनको हायर एजुकेशन में आने का मौका मिला है. करीब 2.5 करोड़ बच्चे ऐसे हैं जो हर साल हायर एजुकेशन में एडमिशन लेते हैं. इंजीनियरिंग, आपकी दूसरी तरह की जितनी एजुकेशन है, बेसिक साइंसेज हैं, आर्ट्स हैं, दूसरे सब कोर्सेज मिला के करीब 2.5 करोड़ बच्चों का यहाँ पे एडमिशन होता है. ये इतना बड़ा सेटअप है कि जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया की पॉपुलेशन है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया की पॉपुलेशन 2 करोड़ है और आपके 2.5 करोड़ बच्चे तो सिर्फ एजुकेशन के लिए एडमिशन लेते हैं. एंड huge number of education institutes we people are having. So great, very large education system we are having. But with this one, the problems which we people are facing, the problems which we people are facing, that during last 10 years huge expansion in technical education we have observed. देखो संस्थान कितनी बढ़ गई हैं, आपके पॉलिटेक्निक, इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेजेस पिछले 10 सालों में कितने बढ़ गए हैं. but still in our country education is very costly. If you are comparing all the nations of the world, in India education is very costly. Around 90% education is in private hands. And with respect to our per capita income, more or less in general, if I am saying per capita income in India is around 50,000. एक आदमी की जो कमाई है साल की वो 50,000 है, लेकिन जब वो बच्चे को पढ़ाता है हायर एजुकेशन में, more or less he'll have to pay 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs. So the with respect to the earnings, the expenditures in higher education which India is having, it is huge. So equity means everyone is not getting opportunity to enter into higher education because education is very costly. And third one, very serious issue again, कि आपने शिक्षा तो ले ली, 4 साल आपने इंजीनियरिंग कर लिया, 3 साल पॉलिटेक्निक कर ली, बट when acceptance in the society is concerned, जो recruitment होता है, आपका इंडस्ट्रीज आती है आपको जॉब देने के लिए, they are saying the quality of students are poor. That is termed as excellence. आपकी क्वालिटी जो है स्टूडेंट्स की, वो क्वालिटी पे वो डाउट करते हैं कि जिस तरह के हमें बच्चे चाहिए वैसी क्वालिटी नहीं है. So क्वालिटी नहीं है तो आपको जॉब भी नहीं मिल रहा है. So 4 E's are there. One, expansion of the education. Another one, equity for giving opportunity to everyone. Then excellence part, आपकी क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन, कहीं पे टीचर्स नहीं है, कहीं पे बिल्डिंगें नहीं है, कहीं पे इक्विपमेंट्स नहीं है, कहीं पे टीचर्स पढ़ाते नहीं है, कहीं स्टूडेंट्स की इच्छा शक्ति नहीं है. सो many पैरामीटर्स आर देयर which are adversely affecting the quality of education, and finally it is affecting the employability. जॉब जो मिलने की बात है, 4 साल आपके पेरेंट्स ने बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा खर्च किया और जब आप नौकरी करने जाते हैं तो इंडस्ट्रीज कहती है आप हमारे काम के नहीं हो. तो सिर्फ सीरियस चैलेंज, बच्चा कहाँ जाएगा फिर जब उसने 4 साल मेहनत की, पढ़ा, उसने पैसा लगाया और अगर जॉब नहीं मिल रहा है तो अगेन इट्स अ वेरी चैलेंजिंग इशू फॉर अस. एंड इंडस्ट्रीज आर सेइंग ओनली 10 to 12% आर एम्प्लॉयबल. जो ऊपर देखो फिल्टर जो हो रहा है आपका, इसमें छलनी में जा रहे हैं स्टूडेंट्स, ओनली 10 to 12 they are coming out. 90% they are saying they are not employable, they have not been trained according to the requirements of the industry. So what we people are doing in ITER Chandigarh, many of the times when we are conducting these programs, we are inviting industry people here. और इंडस्ट्रीज वालों से ये पूछते हैं कि आप हमें बताओ कि आप लोगों को कैसे बच्चे चाहिए. आप ये तो कह रहे हैं कि बच्चे एम्प्लॉयबल नहीं हैं, तो हम आपसे ये पूछना चाहते हैं कि बच्चों में कमियां क्या हैं. वो कमियां तो आप बताओ कि जिसकी वजह से बच्चे आप रिजेक्ट कर रहे हैं. क्या वो टेक्निकली साउंड नहीं है, या उनकी बोलने की क्षमताएं अच्छी नहीं है, या उनका बिहेवियर अच्छा नहीं है, या उनका जो है लीडरशिप की क्वालिटीज अच्छी नहीं है, या कमिटमेंट अच्छा नहीं है. So when we are inviting them, some of the suggestions, some of the shortcomings they are mentioning to this one, I'll be explaining those shortcomings which industry people are saying. And out of that one serious issue is which Professor Singla is taking, that is communication skills. वो जो कमियां बताते हैं, हमारे बच्चों में जो कमियां बताते हैं जिसकी वजह से जॉब नहीं दे रहे हैं, उसमें एक पार्ट कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स का है. उसके ऊपर आज पूरे दिन हम चर्चा करेंगे. सो the serious part which is there, that between job and you, what is coming. You have been trained for 4 years. When question of serving to nation is coming, the nation is denying that yes, students are not ready according to the requirement of the nation. For the requirement of the development of the nation, students are not ready. So what is there which is coming in between? So first of all, the selection which is being done today, when you are being selected, it is not on the basis of the examination marks which you obtained. You may be having 80% marks in your engineering degree. Industry people are not looking towards that mark sheet at all. उनको वो चीज़ नहीं देखनी है. वो कह रहे हैं हमें इसके अंदर इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, मार्कशीट के अंदर हमारा कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. Our interest is what you people are having, what skills you people are having with you, what you are carrying, and that is termed as outcome based education. ऐसी एजुकेशन जिसमें जब आप कॉलेज से निकलते हैं तो अपने साथ क्या लेके जा रहे हैं, आपके हाथ में क्या है. Just example of this outcome based education I am giving. In Chandigarh, if I want to appoint a driver, एक मेरे को गाड़ी चलाने के लिए ड्राइवर चाहिए, I am paying 25,000 rupees, but still drivers are not available. But another side, if I'm putting one advertisement in the newspaper that we need one MBA, मेरे को एक MBA किया हुआ लड़का चाहिए, हम 5,000 रुपए देंगे. Hundreds of applications are available. So difference between driver and MBA is, even I'm saying for drivers I'm paying 25,000 rupees, drivers are not available, but other side MBAs are huge in number, they are available. Difference is driver is having some skill, उसके पास ऐसा स्किल है, उसके हाथ में कुछ कला है. So इंडस्ट्री वाले सबसे बड़ा जो ब्लेम हम लोगों पे कर रहे हैं कि the education which we are imparting, it is not outcome based education. आपने सी प्रोग्रामिंग सिखा दी, उसको क्वेश्चन पे उसको जो है पढ़ा दिया, आपने किताब में पढ़ा दिया, उसका थ्योरी का एग्जाम ले लिया, बट व्हेन वी आर गिविंग a program to him that you write a program, you make objective file, finally execute this one, give the results. So जब उसको प्रोग्राम को एग्जीक्यूट करने की वाली बात आती है, वो एग्जीक्यूट करने में जो है बच्चा वो एग्जीक्यूट नहीं कर पा रहा है उसको. सो वट एवर लर्निंग ही इज हैविंग, इट इज थ्योरेटिकल. एज फार एज यूजफुल आउटपुट इज कंसर्न फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द नेशन और द इंडस्ट्री और द सोसाइटी, वो उसके पास हाथ में नहीं है. सो आने वाले टाइम में जब आप इंजीनियरिंग करके निकलेंगे, जो टाइम आ रहा है अभी जहाँ पे कम्पीट करना है, no recruiter will be asking you that what subject you have studied during your engineering. आपने कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग में कौन से सब्जेक्ट पढ़े हैं, सिविल इंजीनियरिंग में कौन से सब्जेक्ट पढ़े हैं. they will be asking you what you are knowing. In fact, we are not interested what marks you are having, what subjects you have studied. हम इसमें इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है, आपके हाथ में क्या है. it is very very important in fact. so आपके अंदर जो ढूंढ रहा है, जो एम्प्लॉयर ढूंढ रहा है, he wants that the job which I'll be having for that purpose, for doing that job I need a best person. और ऐसा आदमी सिर्फ एक ही जॉब नहीं कर पाए, साइमल्टेनियसली वो 10 जॉब कर सके. just example of Dhoni I am giving. Dhoni, who is captain of our cricket team, is very popular and is termed as Harfan Mola, all rounder जिसको कहते हैं. The industry people are needing the students who are all rounder. Meaning of all rounder is when Dhoni is behind the wickets, he is taking very good catches. When he is holding the bat, his batting capabilities are also very good. When question of leadership is coming, he is doing wonderful leadership for 11 players who are playing with them. When question of स्पीकिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ मीडिया इज कंसर्न, जो उसकी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स की बात है, वो उनको जो है मीडिया के सामने भी बहुत अच्छा बोलता है. इज ए वेरी गुड ओरेटर. इवन व्हेन क्वेश्चन ऑफ मॉडलिंग इज कमिंग, अच्छा सा आज सुबह फोटो आई हुई थी जब वो एयरपोर्ट से उतर रहे हैं, यू सी इज ड्रेसिंग सेंस, एवरीथिंग इज फिटनेस. उनको वैसे लोग चाहिए. इंडस्ट्री वाले कह रहे हैं कि हमें फिजिकली भी फिट हो, मेंटली भी स्ट्रांग हो, अपने आप को प्रेजेंट भी अच्छा कर पाए, उनके अंदर इंथुजियाज्म भी बहुत अच्छा हो, दे शुड बी कमिटेड, दे शुड बी ऑनेस्ट. मतलब एक आदमी के अंदर सारी क्वालिटी होनी चाहिए. एक परिपूर्ण नागरिक जिसको कहते हैं अपन, परफेक्ट ह्यूमन बीइंग जो है, उस तरह का उन लोगों को आदमी चाहिए. सिर्फ किताबी ज्ञान रखने वाले व्यक्ति की उनको जरूरत नहीं है. सो एम्प्लॉयर आपकी जब टेस्टिंग करता है, जब आपका इंटरव्यू लेता है, वो सारी चीजें देखता है. छोटा सा पार्ट आपका टेक्निकल पार्ट है, बाकी चीजें तो आपका जो एटीट्यूड है, आपका बिहेवियर है, आपका बोलने का तरीका है, आपका काम करने का तरीका जो उनको दिखता है, आपकी ईमानदारी है, ऑल दोज ट्रेड्स ही इज लुकिंग इनटू यू. आपके अंदर वो तीन चीजें चाहता है, आपके अंदर तीन चीजें चाहता है. यस, वन ही वांट्स स्किल्स, जो हाथ से काम करने की आपकी क्षमताएं. अनदर वन ही वांट्स नॉलेज, जो दिमाग से सोच के अपन काम करते हैं. एंड फाइनली थर्ड वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इट इज एटीट्यूड. एटीट्यूड का मतलब ये है कि आपको क्लास में तो भेज दिया, सपोज अटेंडेंस हमने कंपलसरी कर दी इंस्टीट्यूट में कि देयर इज 75% अटेंडेंस, विदाउट 75% अटेंडेंस यू वोंट बी एबल टू सिट इनटू द एग्जामिनेशन. आपको धक्के से हमने क्लास में भेज तो दिया, बट ये इंश्योर कौन करेगा कि आप सीख भी रहे हैं? दैट इज गवर्न्ड बाय योर एटीट्यूड. आपका अगर एटीट्यूड होगा तो सीखेंगे, एटीट्यूड नहीं है तो आपको चाहे क्लास में बैठा दें, यू वोंट लर्न. सो थ्री इश्यूज दे आर डिस्कसिंग. वन, दे आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट स्किल्स, जिसमें आप कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स की भी बात करेंगे, आपकी कोर स्किल्स की भी बात करेंगे. आज जो पूरे दिन बात करेंगे, ये स्किल वाले इशू को हम टच करेंगे. अनदर वन इज knowledge, your thinking capabilities, your designing, your assessing, your product development. So those issues are coming under the category of knowledge. And finally आपका attitude, आपकी सोच, आपके विचार, आपका नजरिया जिस जो है, उसको अपन एटीट्यूड कहते हैं. तो इन तीन बातों के लिए वो आप हम लोगों से डिस्कस करते हैं. तो एक तो ये फंडामेंटल नॉलेज, वो ये कह रहे हैं, इंडस्ट्री वाले कह रहे हैं कि हम जॉब कैसे दें बच्चों को. उनके जो सब्जेक्ट के फंडामेंटल्स हैं, वो उन फंडामेंटल्स में दे आर वेरी वीक. Meaning of fundamentals are, suppose you have done mechanical engineering and when you are going for the interview, first question those industry people are asking you, suppose you are entering into some power plant, first question they'll be asking you, you define or you explain second law of thermodynamics का दूसरा जो नियम है उसको आप एक्सप्लेन करिए. Boys girls are unable to explain that one. बेसिक थर्मोडायनेमिक्स वो नहीं जानते हैं, बेसिक फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स वो नहीं जानते हैं, बेसिक मेटल साइंस वो नहीं जानते हैं, बेसिक स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ मेटल वो नहीं जानते हैं, थ्योरी ऑफ मशीन्स वो नहीं जानते हैं. जो फंडामेंटल सब्जेक्ट्स हैं उस सब्जेक्ट का फंडामेंटल ज्ञान है, मूल ज्ञान जो है स्टूडेंट्स आर अनेबल टू एक्सप्लेन. समवन हैज डन सिविल इंजीनियरिंग एंड व्हेन क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू brick is being asked, what is the brick material? If you are having a brick, how construction will be doing? What are the construction technologies? What are the construction equipments? सीमेंट क्या होता है, सीमेंट की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैसे होती है, सीमेंट की क्वालिटीज क्या होती हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि ये फंडामेंटल चीजें बच्चों को पता नहीं. इवन दे आर टू अंडरस्टैंड दी ड्राइंग्स. जो ड्राइंग आपको सिविल इंजीनियर, मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर को ड्राइंग आनी चाहिए. इवन दे आर सेइंग दैट स्टूडेंट्स doesn't know about the basic. So foremost thing is, if you want to get it recruited by the industries, your subject knowledge, basic knowledge. I am not saying application part. आप, हम ये नहीं चाहते कि आप हाई टेक, आपको अगर लेथ मशीन आती है ऑटोमेटिकली यू बी एबल टू लर्न टू सीएनसी मशीन, बट आपको लेथ मशीन आएगी तभी तो आप सीएनसी सीखोगे. दे आर सेइंग वी डोंट वांट सीएनसी मशीन ऑपरेशन, we want that basic machines which are being utilized in the workshop, at least their knowledge has to be. तो फंडामेंटल नॉलेज की बात करते हैं, वो कमी आप लोगों में बताते हैं. और दूसरा वो ये कह रहे हैं कि स्किल पार्ट, आपके हाथ में जो स्किल होनी चाहिए. ये देखो, तीरंदाज जो तीर चला रहा है, तीर कहाँ पे लगना चाहिए, बिल्कुल सेंटर में लगना चाहिए. लेकिन वो कह रहे हैं कि हमारे बच्चों के पास स्किल, जो तीरंदाजी वाली स्किल है, हमारे पास जो इंजीनियरिंग का ज्ञान है, इन दैट नॉलेज they are highly deviated. In fact, ये कोई भी सर्किल में वो कह रहे हैं इनका तीर नहीं लग रहा है. That is quite away from that. So the foremost part is your skill, and in this skill, the communication skill is also coming. There are two types of skills. In fact, one is core skills related to your area in which you have worked for 4 years. Another one is how you are presenting yourself. और इसके साथ साथ आजकल जो नया नाम इन्होंने दिया है, that is soft skills. आपको पढ़ाई के अलावा जितनी भी बाकी स्किल्स हैं, आपने अगर कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग की है, कंप्यूटर के नॉलेज के अलावा जितने भी आपके पास सद्गुण हैं, दैट इज कमिंग इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ सॉफ्ट स्किल्स. आप कैसे बैठते हैं, कैसे कपड़े पहनते हैं, कैसे चलते हैं, कैसे साथियों के साथ व्यवहार करते हैं, कैसे इंडस्ट्री की तरफ कमिटमेंट है, कैसी आपकी बोलने की क्षमताएं, एवरीथिंग इज कमिंग इनटू द कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स पार्ट. सो ये जो पार्ट है आपका स्किल्स वाला पार्ट है, they are doubting on that one. So one, they are doubting on your fundamental knowledge, another one they are doubting on your skills, the communication skills as well as core skills, इसके ऊपर, जिसको employability skills भी कह रहे हैं. And third one they are saying आपका attitude, आपका attitude, previous one, yes, आपके attitude की, attitude में आपका confidence. Just you see this view, one cat is there, when that cat looks herself into mirror, she is so confident, she looks herself just like one lion. इतना कॉन्फिडेंस कि अगर इतना बड़ा भी काम मेरे को करना पड़े, आई विल बी एबल टू डू. बट दे आर सेइंग योर स्टूडेंट्स, it is reverse. In fact, lion when looks into mirror, he looks himself just like a cat. So reverse phenomena they are observing. They are saying students are not confident. उनका कॉन्फिडेंस जो है जगना है. वो कह रहे हैं कि जरूरी नहीं कि हमारी सारी चीजें उन बच्चों को आती हो, but at least they let to have confidence. Just some guidance if you have given to them, they should be able to do that one. हमने थोड़ी सी कोई बात बताई, नई चीज बताई, at least they should be follow to that one. So एक बच्चा जो हमारे पास आता है, उसका एटीट्यूड इस तरह का हो जिससे सीखने की इच्छाएं हो, and he should be committed to organization. More or less commitment, if you see, or this staying in an organization is concerned, they are saying the boys and girls are not stable. On an average in India, if someone is entering into any organization, their average stability in an organization is 8 months. 8 महीने से ज़्यादा वो उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में नहीं रुक रहा है. तो वो करेंगे जब तक हम ट्रेंड करते हैं उनको, तब तक ये दूसरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चेंज कर लेते हैं. दे आर हाईली मटेरियलिस्टिक. जस्ट 2000 3000 this jump is there, they are crossing the borders of their organization. So वो ये कह रहे हैं कि बच्चों का एटीट्यूड जैसा होना चाहिए वैसा एटीट्यूड उनका नहीं है. तो आपके इंटरव्यू के अंदर सिर्फ आपके टेक्निकल बातें नहीं पूछ रहे, वो सारी चीजें आपके ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं. आई एम सेइंग इवन इफ यू आर टेक्निकली यू आर वीक, योर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स आर वीक, एवरीथिंग इज वीक, बट इफ योर एटीट्यूड इज गुड, आपकी सीखने की क्षमता, आप अगर उनको इंश्योर कर पाए कि सर इस लेवल पे मेरा नॉलेज कम है, बट इफ विल बी गिविंग अपॉर्चुनिटी टू मी, I'll improve myself. If that much assurance you can give at the time of your interview, I think people will accept you. सिर्फ वो आपका एटीट्यूड देख रहे हैं. And attitude is very very important. Even it is more important than your skills. आपका एटीट्यूड जो है वो आपके स्किल से ज्यादा है. एटीट्यूड उसको कहते हैं कि सबके चेहरों पे जो मुस्कान ला सके. योर फेस शुड बी स्माइलिंग एंड face of your colleagues, your partners, your friends, everyone's face if you can make smiling, that is termed as attitude. That is positive attitude. You are also happy and you are making the whole society happy. That is coming in the category of the attitude, positive attitude. And more than skill, I'm saying, more than skill, attitude is important. Skills may be poorer, but if attitude is strong, yes, if willingness is there, if dedication is there, if sincerity is there, if zeal is there, if enthusiasm is there, they'll accept you. They'll accept you certainly. And without attitude, आपको सिर्फ आराम करने की इच्छा है या चोरी करने की इच्छा है या डेडिकेशन नहीं है, इट इज जस्ट लाइक ए punctured tire. Without inflation in the tire, without air pressure in the tire, the vehicle can't move in the same fashion. If you don't have attitude, you won't move in your career, in your life. It is just like this vehicle situation. So attitude is just like air pressure which we are having, the inflation which we are having in the tire. It is like that. So your attitude has to be positive. Strong attitude you will have to have. And then they are saying your analytical abilities. वो ये कह रहे हैं कि हमें ऐसे बच्चे चाहिए जो अपना रास्ता खुद खोजे, अपने आवश्यकता के हिसाब से they should be able to find out the resources. In an organization, many problems are coming, many new inventions are coming, many new innovations are there. They are saying students should be in such a way that they should be able to find their own path. ये जो मैं आपको पिक्चर दिखा रहा हूँ, इसमें goats को मैंने दिखाया है. Goats for the purpose of feeling and killing their appetite, they found their own way. इनको किसी ने गाइड नहीं किया. देखो कहाँ पहुँच गई है ये पेट भरने के लिए. All the paths which are there on the street, it has been devised by these goats. These type of boys and girls they are needing in our organization, जो पीक पे जा सके, अपने रास्ते स्वयं जो है खोज के, एंड जहाँ फाइनेंसेस हैं, जहाँ मेटल की रिक्वायरमेंट, जहाँ मैन पावर की रिक्वायरमेंट है, everything the boys and girls who are entering into the organization, they should be able to find that path. आत्म विभो है, always अपने रास्ते स्वयं खोजो. इस तरह के बच्चे वो कह रहे हैं हमें चाहिए. एंड वो कह रहे हैं कि ये बच्चे जो है लर्निंग की भी इनकी इच्छाएं कम रहती है. चाहे ज्ञान आपका 4 साल में कम हुआ, लेकिन हम उनको सिखाएंगे. बच्चे दे आर रेजिस्टेंट टू लर्निंग. ये जो मैं आपको छोटी सी एक व्यू दिखा रहा हूँ, ये ईगल का है. ईगल strongest bird in this universe, strongest bird. It survives for 70 years life. Its life span is 70 years. 70 साल तक ये जीती है. And many problems in his her career is coming. इसके जीवन काल में काफी problems आती हैं. इसके पंख जो है सिकुड़ जाते हैं, इसकी चोंच बढ़ जाती है, इसके पंजे जो है सख्त हो जाते हैं, बढ़ जाते हैं पंजे. एंड इनको ठीक करने के लिए आफ्टर द एज ऑफ 40 years, इनको ठीक करने के लिए she leaves this earth, she leaves this ground, she moves to the highest peak of the mountain where temperatures are very low, where air pressure is very low, availability oxygen is very low. In that adverse environment she goes there and ये अपनी चोंच को पत्थरों पे मार मार के ठीक करती है. It took 70 with the help of beak, she'll repair her talents also. जो पंजे हैं इनको रिपेयर करती है. उसके अंदर भी करीब 60 दिन का टाइम इसको लगता है. विदाउट फूड, विदाउट helping environment, she does these things. Means this beak, this talon, roughly 140 days are needed for this one. And when this beak and talons are ready, then with the help of that one, ये अपने पंख जो हैं, feathers जो हैं, इनको तोड़ के ठीक करती है. The whole duration requirement is around 180 days, and it is termed as rebirth of eagle. After that one, after revamping of all 3 parts, she comes back on the earth, and it is termed as rebirth of the eagle. After that one, it survives for 30 more years. 40 साल के बाद इसका जो कष्ट का टाइम आता है, उससे निकलने के बाद 30 more years it will survive. वो कहते हैं कि हमें इस तरह के बच्चे चाहिए जो लर्न करना चाहें, जो रिवैम्प करना चाहें. इवन पुरानी चीजें, करिकुलम जो है, हम लोग जो पढ़ाते हैं शायद इंस्टीट्यूट्स में, immediately many of the things may not be useful for the industries because everything is changing, everything is dynamic in nature, so rapidly changing. So they are saying कि जिन चीजों की शरीर पे आवश्यकता नहीं हो, जिस ज्ञान की आवश्यकता नहीं हो, that has to be removed and new knowledge has to be gathered, new knowledge has to be stored into the brain, into the actions in fact. So वो ये कह रहे हैं कि ऐसी चीजें जो काम की नहीं उनको डिस्कार्ड करें और नई चीजें ऐड करें. So they are giving the example of this eagle की. इस तरह के बच्चे चाहिए हमें जो अपने अंदर चेंजेस अपने डॉक्टर खुद ही बन सके, अपने में परिवर्तन खुद ही कर सकें. Yes. So every outdated information continuously she'll be removing. She is continuously updated. So it's attitude. Here attitude is important. She wants to learn, she wants to improve, she wants to strengthen herself, and the behavior, the habits which it is having, ये कह रहे हैं ऐसे बिहेवियर वाले, ऐसी एटीट्यूड वाले बच्चे हम लोगों को चाहिए. एंड ईगल्स ऑलवेज फ्लाई विद ईगल्स. ईगल्स जो है हमेशा ईगल के साथ फ्लाई करती हैं. ये ग्रुप बनाती है, एक टीम बनाती है, आपस में एक दूसरे को हेल्प करती हैं. सो एक सी थिंकिंग के जो बच्चे हैं, इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं, उनकी एक सी थिंकिंग, पॉलिटेक्निक कर रहे हैं, और उनको अगर ज्वाइन करके इंजीनियरिंग फील्ड के जितने लोग हैं, इफ दे आर कमिंग जस्ट लाइक ए टीम, इफ दे आर इन ए टीम, दे आर थिंकिंग, दे आर प्लानिंग, तो जो 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 चेंजेस हो सकते हैं, जो इनोवेशंस हो सकते हैं, जो कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग हो सकती है इन ए टीम, it will be much more. So industry people are stressing on this team building. Alone you can't do miracles. You may be knowing very good C programming, you may knowing very good computer architecture, but if you are not sitting with your colleagues, your friends, if you are not exchanging your ideas, so आपका ज्ञान भी उतना सा ही limited रहेगा. So they are discussing about this team building part कि ये टीम में काम करना है. And it remains always focused. Your focus, your target, your objective, your mandate should be very very clear, and you should be focused in your life. जो एक तरफ ध्यान केंद्रित करके आप अपने आप को 50 जगह नहीं बांटिए. सिर्फ अगर 4 साल का जो टाइम मिला है उससे रिलेटेड कॉलेज कैंपस के अंदर जितना ज्ञान है, उसकी विसिनिटी में जितना ज्ञान है, उस शहर में जितना ज्ञान है, उस कंट्री में जितना ज्ञान, उस एरिया से रिलेटेड. सो प्लीज बी फोकस्ड ऑन दैट वन. इफ यू आर डूइंग मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग, try to be focused on mechanical engineering. Don't try to be have your target in management. If you are mechanical engineering, first of all your that part should be very strong. Your core the skills, your core area should be very very strong. If your core areas are strong due to this focused target, then certainly you can add value into yourself. So first and foremost thing is your core area in which you people are working. एंड चैलेंजेस. यस, ये इतना बड़ा चैलेंज लेती है ईगल जो है. when some adverse situations are there, suppose it is about to rain or it is storm is there, so most of the birds, they are moving towards their nest. उनके जो घोंसले हैं उनकी तरफ बढ़ते हैं बाकी पक्षी. but what this eagle is doing, it won't do like that one. It won't be just like other birds. It is moving means beneath of those clouds, above the clouds. It is crossing the clouds from where the problem is getting created. It moves above that one. So it is taking challenges. If you have moved above the problems, root cause of the problem, if you have traced, then certainly always there are solutions. If there is no problem, certainly solution is in front of you. If you are going for a treatment, if doctor is able to test your disease, and is doing all the tests, and with the help of tests if he is able to find out the solution of your disease, I think the treatment is possible. Treatment is only possible if you are knowing the problem. So these eagles are doing their treatment themselves. They are moving away from the clouds. तो सारी की सारी जितनी जड़ें हैं प्रॉब्लम्स की, उससे आगे ये निकल के आ जाती हैं. They are saying that students who are entering into the industries, they are highly materialistic. बच्चों पे वो ये कहते हैं कि वो छोटे से पैसे के लालच में हम लोगों को छोड़ के चले जाते हैं. So our target has to be that money is not important. Important part is your commitment, what you are contributing, your ownership, that organization, that is more important. Money will be coming. I'm not saying that money is not important, but money is not that important that frequently you people are living to anyone, without much benefit. You people are living, and if you are having confidence, money automatically will be coming to you. So this materialistic nature, we Indians were never materialistic. ये तो कुछ पश्चिमी सभ्यता आ गई, कुछ प्रभाव दुष्प्रभाव जो भी आए, we were never thinking about this money part. We were assumed to be highly dedicated people in this whole world. जिस तरह से ये ईगल है जो हमेशा चेंजेस चाहती है, अपने टारगेट इसके फिक्स हैं, और ये जब उड़ती है, इवन जब ये उड़ती है तो इतने कॉन्फिडेंस से उड़ती है और साथ में सबको साथ में लेके चलती है। अलोन शी वोंट फ्लाई, शी फ्लाई विद टीम मेंबर्स, और अगर कोई कमजोर भी टीम मेंबर होता है शी विल बी हेल्पिंग दैट वन। तो इन सेम फैशन this materialistic nature which our boys and girls are having, it is disturbing, in fact to whole community it is disturbing, एंड देयर लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज। ये इस चीज की भी बात करते हैं, इंडस्ट्री वाले ये कह रहे हैं कि बच्चों में लीडरशिप क्वालिटी। ये मैं आपको सारस का एग्जांपल बता रहा हूँ। सारस जो है, जो माँ सरस्वती की सवारी है, they moves in a V formation always. First of all, they move, they fly for long distances. They are popular because they cross the borders of the country. Suppose in India, if it is winter, they'll be going to Australia. Long flights they are taking, so they are very famous, in fact, for the purpose for this long flight. And same time, the bird who is at number one at forefront, it is leader of this team. When they are flying, this leader is taking all the decisions, that what speed they let to fly, at what altitude they let to fly, where they let to break the journey. And the tiresome of this first one, the tiredness of the first one leader is maximum, because air resistance at the forefront will be highest. So ये थकता है, बाकी लोग कम थकते। First of all, due to decision making. Second one, the air resistance which is being faced by this part. So ये इतना आपस में इनका कॉन्फिडेंस होता है कि उड़ते उड़ते जो पीछे सारे जो चल रहे हैं कंटिन्यूस, दे आर मेकिंग द नॉइजेस, दे आर मोटिवेटिंग दिस लीडर कि आप चिंता मत करो, वी ऑल पीपल आर विद यू। वो ये कहते हैं कि हमें ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स चाहिए जो लीडर भी बन सके और मोटिवेटर भी बन सके। सो दिस टाइप ऑफ ग्रुप, दोज पीपल आर needing, industry people are needing. And in this case, what happens when this leader get tired, so this leader will be going on the back side of this team, and another one will become the leader, new leader will be there, so they are having faith on each other also. So आज industry वाले कह रहे हैं कि alone students are very good, but when they are in a team they are very poor. So टीम के अंदर काम करने की जो भावनाएं हैं वो बच्चों की कम बता रहे हैं। And another part which is being touched is presentation skills part. Presentation skills, when I'm saying, it is not only English, any language, in what way you are presenting yourself. And सिर्फ बोलना ही नहीं है आपको, आपको सुनने की कैपेबिलिटीज भी, आपकी बोलने की कैपेबिलिटीज भी, आपकी लिखने की कैपेबिलिटीज भी है। तो आप लिखने में भी सक्षम हो, आप बोलने में भी सक्षम हो, आप सुनने में भी सक्षम हो, और आपका सॉफ्ट स्किल वाला पार्ट, आपके सारे एटीट्यूड भी अच्छे हों। सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट, 70% टाइम ऑफ आवर लाइफ वी आर कंज्यूमिंग इन लिसनिंग। योर लिसनिंग शुड बी वेरी 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 स्ट्रॉन्ग। आप ज़्यादातर लोग क्या करते हैं कि पूरी बात सुनने से पहले ही रिएक्ट करते हैं। इवन डॉक्टर्स ऑल्सो, व्हेन वी आर गोइंग टू डॉक्टर फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट, यू आर ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन योर डिजीज, before the complete explanation your doctor will be reacting. Without knowing the complete history of yours, he or she starts to write the prescription for your treatment. So listening के बिना जब उसने शुरू कर दिया तो इस और हर decisions, more or less 90% time doctor decisions are wrong, because that listening capabilities are very poor. आज आप लोग जो है, आपकी राइटिंग स्किल्स भी कमजोर होती जा रही हैं। व्हाट यू पीपल आर राइटिंग, यू आर राइटिंग जस्ट एसएमएस लैंग्वेज। आप जो एसएमएस वाई ओ यू को यू लिखने शुरू कर दिया है आप लोगों ने, तो आप लोगों की सुनने की क्षमताएं भी कम होती जा रही हैं, आप लोगों की लिखने की क्षमताएं भी कम होती जा रही हैं, आप लोगों की बोलने की क्षमताएं भी जो है कम होती जा रही हैं। सो those areas they'll be touching in today's program. So it is not important what you are knowing, but it is very important that how you are explaining that one. And you should be very polite in life. Industry people are saying we need polite people, but not that much polite कि आप पूरा का पूरा ही जो है अपने आप को yield कर लिया है, पूरा बीच गए, ऐसे लोग नहीं चाहिए। वो कह रहे we need strong people who can do justice, who can respect other people, but they should not be so polite कि उनका एक व्यक्तित्व भी नहीं हो, उनका कोई बेस भी नहीं हो, उनकी कोई जो है रीढ़ की हड्डी भी नहीं हो, ऐसे लोग उनको नहीं चाहिए। And they are saying the students who are coming to us, but particularly for the purpose of this placement interview के time, they are unprepared. वो prepared नहीं है, even they are not knowing. Suppose you are being interviewed for the purpose of TCS, you don't know about TCS, what TCS is, what are their products, what is their aims, what is objective, what is turnover, who is the owner. They don't know about the organization. Even students don't know after 5 years what they would like to become. it is not clear to that one. So they are saying that unpreparedness is the major reason of this man, that's why they are not getting inducted into an organization. So you should be prepared also. Wherever you are going, 100% preparedness has to be. और आपकी जो एम्प्लॉयर की एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं, ये जो मैंने मार्क्स दे रखे हैं इसके अंदर आपका जो जो कोर एरिया है, जो ग्रेड हैं आपके जो मार्क्स आए हुए हैं, उसके अंदर वो 5 में से 3 3.5 मार्क्स दे रहे हैं। सबसे ज़्यादा आपको जो मार्क्स देते हैं 5 में, जो उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट है कि एक टीम में वो काम। फिर वो आपके कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स की बात करते हैं, फिर आपका जो डिसीजन मेकिंग की बात करते हैं। तो उनके अंदर जो आपने चीज़ें इंजीनियरिंग की पढ़ी है उसके ऊपर वो बहुत कम जो है स्ट्रेस देते हैं, बाकी चीज़ों पे वो स्ट्रेस ज़्यादा दे रहे हैं, which we people will be covering, I think most of the time today or tomorrow our team members will be covering this one. These are the employer expectations, these are the your employability skills, और उसके ऊपर वो ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस देना चाहते हैं। वो हमारे एग्जामिनेशन सिस्टम को भी ब्लेम करते हैं। They are saying your examination system through which student has come out, your examination system is wrong to everyone. Some student may be very good in experimental part, some student may be very good in theoretical part, some students may be very good in sports, in other activities, in co-curricular activities he may be very good. So as far as testing is done, it should be done in those areas जहाँ पे वो अच्छा है। आप जिसको मैथमेटिक्स का बहुत अच्छा नॉलेज नहीं है, उसको बार बार मैथमेटिक्स पे स्ट्रेस क्यों कर रहे हैं? हो सकता है उसका बाकी चीजों में वो मैथमेटिक्स ही कैन सोल्व विद द हेल्प ऑफ कंप्यूटर। सो व्हाई यू आर नॉट टेस्टिंग हिज कंप्यूटेशनल कैपेबिलिटीज एज कंपेयर्ड टू व्हेन यू आर टेस्टिंग हिम फॉर मैथमेटिक्स? यू आर सेइंग दैट एवरीवन शुड क्लाइंब ऑन दिस ट्री, चाहे वो हाथी है चाहे बंदर है, सारे के सारे वो कह रहे हैं इस ट्री पे चढ़ जाओ। मंकी कैन क्लाइंब, how this elephant will be or how fish will be climbing on the tree? So वो कह रहे हैं कि आप लोग जो एग्जामिनेशन ले रहे हैं institutes में, this examination system is wrong. I am saying there should not be any examination. As far as your studies are concerned, no examination. Daily you people are coming in our classes, we are observing you. Today some problem are given for the purpose of solution. Tomorrow you will be coming with solution. If you are not solved, I'll be giving again time. I'll be asking what problems are there. My final target has to be that whatever problem I have given, it should be solved in that semester. It should be a project based. Yes, I want from you that in a semester you should be able to understand the engine, you should be able to do the load test on that one, you should be able to find out the efficiency of that one and what is the relevance of that efficiency. Everything if I have given to you, just what you are adding, starting from the fundamentals of the engine to getting the efficiency of that one. Till that time when we are reaching, every day I am observing. On the basis of observance, I should grade you, I should give marks to you. और अब लेकिन हमने ये प्रैक्टिकल कराया, लेकिन जब एग्जाम लेते हैं आप लोगों को सारे थ्योरी के क्वेश्चन उसको पूछते हैं। दे आर सेइंग डोंट गो सो मच पॉलिटिकल बेस, यू ऑलवेज टेस्ट देम what exactly they have earned, what they have gathered during this whole semester. So they are blaming on examination system, they are blaming on the load which we people are putting on the students also. वो ये कह रहे हैं कि इनको क्लासों में ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं रखो, आप थ्योरी उनको क्लासेस में नहीं पढ़ाओ, उनको प्रैक्टिकल पार्ट, इफ सिविल इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट इज देयर, व्हाट इज देयर टू टीच देम इन क्लासेस? थ्योरी क्लास में क्या पढ़ाना है उनको, आप साइट पे लेके जाओ where work is going on, and continuous learning on the site itself has to be. If it is a mechanical engineering, he is interested in thermal part, so he should work in thermal power plant, how the processes are taking place, how coal combustion, how turbines are working, how compressors are working, how generators are working. So everything should be studied outside the classes. But in our study pattern which we are having, most of the time we are keeping busy friends in our classes also. So for teachers also, the message is our curriculum, our examination system, our teaching pattern which we are having, it should be more or less, it should be related to experimental part. In medical colleges, if you observe, in medical colleges, with medical college there is a hospital also connected to that medical college, hospital is there. So for half of the day students are doing theory part, and half of the day the later half of the day they are treating the patients. So unko hands on, unki confidence building, it is much more. So same type of treatment of the students, industry people are saying that they should be treated like this one. When you are going for the interviews, जैसे वो इंटरव्यू देने जाते हैं, वो कह रहे हैं हम जब देखते हैं बच्चों को, वो देखो बाल वाल बिखेर के, ये आपका 90% सिलेक्शन तभी डिसाइड हो जाता है जब गेट से आप एंटर होते हो। आपको कोई कम्युनिकेशन नहीं करना है उस टाइम, कुछ भी नहीं बताना है, आपका स्टाइल जो है, आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज जो है, आपके बालों का स्टाइल जो है, आपके कपड़े जिस तरह से पहने हुए हैं, पहले 95% तो आपका सिलेक्ट होना है या नहीं सिलेक्ट होना है, इट विल बी डिसाइडेड बाय दैट वन। आपको इंटरव्यू देने की जरूरत नहीं, वो मानस पहले से ही बना लेते हैं। सो यू शुड बी रेडी, यू शुड handsome, you should be presentable, your dressing sense, everything should be wonderful, जिससे आप इम्पैक्ट बना पाए। उनसे जो है आपकी ड्रेसिंग सेंस दोस्त बना देती है। तो जो आपका इंटरव्यू लेते हैं ना, उनके साथ आपकी दोस्ती आपके कपड़े ही कर देते हैं, आपको कोई बोलने की जरूरत नहीं होती। और इस तरह के कपड़े पहन के गए तो सबसे पहले तो आपके ऊपर उनका हर तरह से आप पे डाउट होने लग जाता है। आपकी जगने का, आपका सोने का टाइम, आपका शेड्यूल एक्टिविटीज, आपकी पढ़ाई, एवरीथिंग इज बीइंग ऑब्जर्व थ्रू योर ड्रेसिंग सेंस। आप गए, आप जो है मोबाइल पे बातें करते हुए इंटरव्यू दे रहे हैं, आपका फोन आ गया, ये वो, इज हाईली इरिटेटिंग, इज हाईली इरिटेटिंग। इस तरह के काम नहीं करें। कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स तो बाद में आएगी, ये जो ट्रेड्स हैं आपके, जो इंटरव्यू शुरू होने से पहले की बातें हैं, इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। और ड्यूरिंग इंटरव्यू जो है आप लोगों का बिहेवियर, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू सीम्स अनइंटरेस्टेड, जैसे वहाँ पे गए अपियर हो रहे हैं, ऐसे लगता है आपका कोई इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है इस तरह का। ऐसे लड़कों, ऐसे लड़कियों को वो सिलेक्ट नहीं करेंगे कभी कभी भी, चाहे आपके पास ज्ञान कितना भी हो। they won't give you the opportunity. And if you are properly, if you are not dressed, खराब से आप जो है पहन के, या बैठने का तरीका देखो, आप गए इंटरव्यू देने, छाता ले रखा है आपने, या दुनिया भर के बैग आपके साथ में ले रखे हैं। इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर द इंटरव्यू, जस्ट सम फाइल यू लेट टू हैव, जिसके अंदर आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, एंड यू आर रेडी, यू आर कंसंट्रेटेड, यू आर फोकस्ड। इफ यू आर हैविंग दीज टाइप ऑफ अटैचमेंट्स विद यू, इट मीन्स यू आर नॉट फोकस्ड टू दैट वन, यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन टू दैट वन। एंड इफ यू आर लुकिंग एरोगेंट, इसको भी वो पसंद नहीं है, आपकी एरोगेंसी वो जो पसंद नहीं करते, आप एरोगेंट आदमी को देखना नहीं चाहते। आपने गए, आपने जूते उतार के वापस आए, इंटरव्यू देने गए हैं, आप जूते उतार के, इसमें कम्युनिकेशन कहीं आया ही नहीं। आपकी ये चीजें जो है, आपका 90% वेटेज तो इसी चीज का है, इंटरव्यू तो शुरू ही नहीं हो रहा है आपका। जो सिंगला साहब बताएंगे वो बातें तो शुरू ही नहीं हो रही है। उससे पहले सपोज यू आर हैविंग दिस ड्रेस ऑफ स्काउट ड्रेस, इफ यू आर हैविंग एंड यू आर गॉन देयर, and they are saying even dress you are dressing with this scout dress, and you don't know what is the importance, what is the significance of this one। आपको ड्रेस पे ही उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछने शुरू कर दिए कि इस चीज का सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है। सो दे आर सेइंग दैट दे हैव कम देयर बट दे डोंट नो व्हाई दे आर वेयरिंग दिस ड्रेस, वो सिग्निफिकेंस ही नहीं। ये देखो च्युइंगम जो है चबाते हुए जा रहे हैं बच्चे। किन चीजों का आप लोगों को बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान रखना है, ये आपकी सारी चीजें वहाँ पे बता रहे हैं। एंड कभी भी आप अपने इंस्टीट्यूट की बुराई नहीं करेंगे वहाँ पे। सपोज यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द इंटरव्यू, इफ यू आर लिविंग द जॉब, अनदर जॉब यू आर ज्वाइनिंग, यू वॉन्ट बी क्रिटिसाइजिंग योर previous employer। If you are leaving the institute and if you are studying in the institute and if you are gone for the recruitment drive, never criticize your institute। अगर criticize आपने किया तो आपके एटीट्यूड को उनको पता चल जाएगा कि ये नेगेटिविटी है। अगर कहीं पे भी आप क्रिटिसाइज करते हो, नो वन हैज गिवन राइट टू यू टू क्रिटिसाइज एनीवन। जीवन में आप किसी को क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करेंगे। क्रिटिसाइज करने का अधिकार, किसी को सर्टिफिकेट देने का अधिकार आप लोगों के पास नहीं, किसी के पास भी नहीं। आई एम सेइंग इवन विद गॉड इट इज नॉट अवेलेबल दैट सर्टिफिकेट। डोंट क्रिटिसाइज एनीवन। एंड सक्सेसफुल एजुकेशन, हम वो इस तरह के बच्चे चाहते हैं कि most of the time in industry the situation which you'll be having, those situations you are not faced earlier when you are studying, those situations were not there. So they want those students who can um, who can face those challenges which are coming in your life, which you are not faced at all, which are not repeatedly being faced by yourself. So problems may be new every day, new problems will be there, new challenges will be there, you should be able to overcome that whatever situation is coming। उस सिचुएशन को आप ओवरकम कर पाएँ, उस सिचुएशन में आप जो है अपनी सिचुएशन को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए बेटर कर सकें। इस तरह के बच्चे होने चाहिए। When I'm saying success, when I'm saying success, so first you start yourself। Yes, for success purpose you start, then related to that one thinking, suppose you are going for interview, first of all start thinking of that one, what I'll be doing, how I'll be doing, in what way I'll be preparing myself, in what way I'll be presenting myself, and then analyze yourself, what knowledge you are having, what are the shortcomings, where are the gaps. So you start, you think, you analyze, and whatever analysis you have done, according to that one your planning you please do. When you'll be going, when you'll be entering into the room, what exactly you'll be doing, that planning has to be, and try to bring those people in those areas where you are very strong, very, very strong. So your planning part should be very strong. Whatever you have planned, even outside the room, whatever you have planned, you try that one to implement that one. And after that one, whatever is there, whatever is in your mind, whatever you are expecting that at the time of interview these things will be coming, you please do that one. Practically try to do that one. Again you do, again practice, and finally practice, practice, practice. Whatever is with you, it should be presentable, and it should be presented with best possible manner. And it will be coming only if you are done again and again, if you have done this practice, and finally you'll be touching to success. So success is with practice, practice is with planning, planning is with your preparedness, and the way you have started thinking of that one. So if your start is good, certainly you'll be succeeding. And industry people are saying we need these type of students, confident, and they should be different. Then hundreds of dogs are there, one cat is moving without any fear. See, no, that many of the dogs are there, but no fear is there. So those type of boys and girls are needed. So with these words, I'll be extending my sincere thanks to all the boys and girls, and I hope this program will be a wonderful addition in your knowledge. And everyone is employable. Never say that 10% are employable, 20% are employable. Everyone is employable. Only their grooming, their finishing has to be according to that one. So in these areas, whatever help NITR Chandigarh can do, we are ready. And sometimes I'm requesting to our centers that you please do visit to our institute also, the efforts which are being done, or the facilities which we people are having here, even some mock interviews we can conduct for the students. So in these any area wherever help of NITR Chandigarh is needed, we people are ready. I hope that boys and girls who will be listening us today, they'll be doing miracles in their career. Thank you very much. Best wishes.
Well, friends, let me at the very outset thank our worthy director, Dr. M.P. Punia ji, for being present with us on this very important occasion of one-day program on communication skills. They say that well begun is half done, and I would say that it is almost 90% done. He has covered all the 4 topics, I would say, which we are intended to cover in this one-day workshop. Let me just briefly try to summarize what he has emphasized upon. He has given emphasis on basically 3 things. That is, basic fundamentals about your subject matter knowledge. Be focused on whatever branch of engineering you are pursuing, civil, electrical, mechanical. Fundamentals related to that are very, very important for all of us. And besides that, there are 2 more skills he has emphasized upon. That is, that you should be able to deliver not only knowledge, you should be able to deliver whatever knowledge you are having. Can you translate it to the industrial requirement? That skills, those skills should be available with you, where you can translate that knowledge to the expectation of the industry where you're going to perform. And third, and the most important aspect of life, which he has discussed with us, is attitudes. Attitudes are disposition of your mind in any situation, whether it is a positive disposition or a negative disposition. If you are having a positive disposition, there are opportunities for you which are waiting for you to be get employed. So attitude is a very important thing. Thank you so much, Dr. साहब, आपने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से हमारे स्टूडेंट को कहा. और in order to now display your presentation to the industrialist, to the potential employer, he has emphasized on 3 main things again. That is, you should be able to work in a team. You should be able to convey in your interview, in your GD, in your resume, that you are a team player. You are not individualistic. He has emphasized upon that through the example of Eagle, and he has also talked about 2 more important things besides the team working. That is leadership and motivation. How the birds are able to lead and they take positions. I mean, the leaders also keep on changing in between, and they're giving the minimum effort ke saath, they are taking the whole flight, and they are able to reach their target place. And towards the end, probably he has talked in details about the basic model of communication, which we'll be talking in details. That is listening, speaking, reading, writing. If you want to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener. and about 70% of time which we spend in listening. If we are good listener, we can become definitely good speaker. And for being a good writer, you have to be a good reader. But unfortunately, as Dr. Saab just now mentioned, we are losing the art of reading and we are also losing the art of listening. That is why we are not able to speak well, we are not able to write well. In this one-day program, we will be talking in details about that. And besides the verbal communication, which comprises of listening, speaking, reading, writing, these are verbal, where we take the help of words to convey our feelings and to share our feelings with others. Besides the verbal part, there is the equally important aspect of communication, which is non-verbal part. Non-verbal means जहाँ पे words के use नहीं होते. About 93% on an average communication takes place through non-verbal modes. डॉक्टर साहब ने बड़े बड़े एक्चुअली आपको एग्जांपल भी दिए और आपको यहाँ पे कुछ एक स्लाइड्स भी दिखाई. Just before you even start speaking, replying the answer of the interviewer, your whole body is speaking to the other person. That is your non-verbal part of the communication. So, Dr. Saab, thank you so much for throwing a light to all of us. So, we'll be now moving in that direction to strengthen our students who are present in the these 6 centers which we are having. About 500 to 600 students are there. They will be taking direct benefit of our inputs here. We'll be talking about in details now each and every aspect which our director has shown light to us. We just break for 2 minutes, just for 2 minutes only. We will not leave the hall to set up the next presentation here, and then we will start the next presentation on communication. Thank you so much. Thank you. बंद कर दूं? इसको बंद कर दूं, फिर इसको ऑफ कर दूं? ये आपके हाथ पे चलते हैं। ये यार ये इसमें भी गड़बड़ है, इसमें ये नहीं चलता है। वो कोई और फॉर्मेट वो तो आ नहीं रहा। Well, friends, we'll resume the next session now. The next session is on communication skills, its significance, verbal and non-verbal aspects of communication. This is a very vast topic, my dear friends, and we'll try to cover the basics in this session. The basics of significance, verbal and non-verbal communication, and then we'll be having one more session before the lunch, that is on resume writing. Well, friends, let me give you the outlines of my presentations here. First of all, I'll be talking to you about the meaning and significance of communication. Then I'll be talking to you about process of communication, methods of communication, verbal and non-verbal both, channels of communication, and then we'll be talking about fundamentals and essentials of effective communication. What are those fundamental things which can make your communication more effective? And then we'll be talking about the language in communication, the importance of language in communication. And then barriers in communication, how to remove those barriers. There are certain obstacles or noises, what we call in the language of communication. We'll be talking about those and how to remove those barriers also. Now, coming to the very definition of communication. The word communication has been derived from a word which is a Latin word which is known as communis, which means making common. When we are communicating with somebody, when you are talking to somebody, you are trying to make your ideas common with other people, or somebody else is speaking, trying to say something, he or she is also trying to make it that thing common with other people. That is the word communication has started from. It can be a process, it can be a concept, a network, or a form of entertainment. What you see on the television, on the radios, or in the magazines, anywhere, there can be different forms of communication. Communication is a broad field of human interchange of facts and opinions. When you have certain facts with you, you want to share with others, or you may have an opinion, your own thinking, your own viewpoint on certain thing, you want to share with others. That is basically communication. Uh, Communication is the purpose is, the very purpose is that a mutual understanding has to be established. When you are on the same wavelength with the other person, that is a mutual understanding. And many times I normally like to say that in communication, whereas the purpose is to have a mutual understanding, but if your communication is not proper, there is every likelihood that communication plays a role in misunderstanding. And every effort should be made so that there is a minimum amount of misunderstanding. I know that 100% communication may not be possible all the time, but you can minimize the amount of misunderstanding. That is the basically art of communication. Then a few more ideas on communication: the exchange of ideas, messages, information, speech, signal, or writing. Then communication is a process by which you influence one another's attitudes, behaviors, and understanding. You know, in communication, when you are talking to somebody, you're trying to give your ideas, the other person's attitudes, his or her behavior, and his level of understanding can be influenced by the communication. And this is another one here. It is a transmission of information, ideas, emotions, skills, etc. You can use the help. You can take the help of symbols, words, pictures, figures, graphs, etc. Uh, it, it, it encompasses all of these things. Then communication is a process by which we understand others and in turn endeavor to be understood by them. We try to make other people understand, and we also try to understand other people. Again, mutual understanding is the main thing, and it's a dynamic process. Suppose I am now speaking, and if I ask you to respond to me, I become a listener. So it's a dynamic process. I am speaking, somebody else is listening. Then somebody else is speaking, you are listening. It's a dynamic process, constantly changing and shifting in response to the total situation. I am saying something now. Towards the end of my presentation, I will be taking something else. So your situation is different then. And accordingly, your communication will be varying. It is a link between one part of the world to the other part. Today, for example, what is happening in US right now, you have access to that. It is making a connection of not only people physically who are in your close proximity, but also making connection with the people who are living far away places. Today morning, when we were listening to the news, I was able to get all the ideas what has gone in the election process in Haryana or in Maharashtra, or what is happening in USA, or what is happening in New Zealand today, and what is happening in China. So it is a very strong link through communication only. We are able to now having a one world, one village kind of. And communication is another means by which the power can be exerted. I go to the extent of saying that no power can be exerted without communication. If there is no communication with you, can you elect a candidate? How you will select a candidate for the elections, for example? Or if, let us say, something has to be done by your director, your principal in the college, if he or she is not communicating to the faculty, to the staff, to the student, how would you understand what he or she is trying to say? Today, Prime Minister is now laying emphasis on the cleanliness. A lot of communication has gone in the televisions, in the letters, on the internet, in the newspapers. Without all that, how would you read the mind of your Prime Minister? What he is trying to say, where he wants to lead the country to? Then communication maintains and animates life. Now, without communication, the life becomes very dull. Even in the silence, you are communicating. Maybe you are communicating to yourself, or maybe you are giving opportunity to the other person to think on or reflect back on what you have said just now. When you are pausing for some time or observing silence, you even then, during that time also, you are communicating. It basically animates the life. Without communication, think about a moment. I mean, if I give you 1 minute time here and to be silent, you will see that life has suddenly become still. It is not animated anymore. So it creates a common pool of idea, strengthen the feeling of togetherness. You have seen the birds when they come back in the evening after they are spending their day in their day out. Uh, when they come back to their nest, they make a lot of noise. It animates. I have seen that situation in the villages or in the whether in the parks or even in the railway stations. When the birds come back, they make a lot of noise. Why they make a lot of noise? They want to go back to their own nests, and they want to make sure that everyone is together. Nobody is missing. Nobody has been left out in the fields in the morning. So it's basically even the birds and the animals, all the living people or living animals. They communicate with each other and strengthen the feeling of togetherness. If you have to work in a team, which Dr. Punia was talking in the morning, there has to be a proper communication. We all, probably most of you must have seen the movie Chak De India. The last speech by the coach there, those 70 minutes, that 70-minute speech, those of you who have not seen the movie, you can go to the YouTube and just put 70 minute, wo 70 minute from Chak De India, you will be able to see that. See that togetherness, the feeling of togetherness and playing for a team, that can be maintained by only communication. Now, coming to the now nitty-gritties of communication. Before you speak, one of the main thing in communication is before you speak, think. Think what you want to say. Or when I say speaking, I'm also addressing the another form of communication, that is writing also. Before you want to write, think what you want to write. ये मैंने छोटा सा एक आपके साथ पोस्टर शेयर करना चाहता हूँ मैं आपसे. आदमी जन्म के 2 वर्ष बाद बोलना सीख जाता है. नॉर्मली एवरेज पर्सन, some people may be able to learn how to say certain things just after 1 year, sometimes 1.5 years, but normally up to 2 years they learn how to speak. पर उसको क्या बोलना है ये सीखने के लिए पूरी जिंदगी बीत जाए. Sometimes people do not learn even after spending their whole life what has to be spoken. Now, think is basically comprising of 5 letters in the English alphabet, T, H, I, and K. Each one of them is very important for all of us. The first T is for ask yourself. When you're thinking, ask yourself, the first T thanks for, is it true? जो मैं बोलने जा रहा हूँ, जो मैं लिखने जा रहा हूँ, is it true? Wait on this. Think about it. Ask yourself. The second H stands. The H in the think stands for helpful. Is it helpful for others? Whatever I'm going to say or write, is it helpful for the other person who's going to listen, who's going to read me? Then the third letter is I. Third alphabet is I. I is it inspiring? Ask yourself, am I going to motivate somebody or going to demotivate somebody? If it is inspiring, then only I say and I write. Then the next letter is N. Is it necessary? Normally we keep on saying certain thing or writing certain things also. And always weigh yourself, think about it, that is it necessary for me to say something, or keeping quiet would be better option. Then the last letter which I have shared here is K. Is it kind? Is it gentle? The way I am going to say something, is it gentleman's way, or to say somebody is being kind to somebody, or I am being rude? One should not be rude. Think about it. What I am going to say may not reflect upon rudeness to other way, may not hurt somebody. It should be kind. If you just focus on these 5 things, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Or is it kind? Probably you have done almost 90% of your job of preparing for the communication. Think about it. Then another very important aspect of communication is the difference between argument and discussion. We should never ever, in whatever the situation may be, enter into an argument. When we are arguing, when we are working in a team or when we are working in a group, there is every likelihood when we are communicating to each other, when we are presenting our idea to each other, when we are sharing our ideas, sometimes those discussions can lead to argument. I have tried to define here the difference between argument and discussion. Argument is to find out who is right. You want to say that you are right. The other person wants to say that he or she is right. A stage when both of you stop receiving each other. You stop listening to each other. You feel that I am right. Now whatever he or she is going to say, I am not going to listen because I am right. In discussion, you do not say that who is right. You say what is right. आप ये प्रयत्न करते हैं ये ढूंढने के लिए कि ठीक क्या है, ठीक कौन है, इसके ऊपर एम्फेसिस नहीं है. Discussions are always welcome and healthy and should be done. But when your focus is on who is right or wrong, that is basically an argument. And in every communication, we should avoid the argument. Why we should avoid the argument? Because when we are arguing, when the discussions reach to the stage of argument, sometimes even in the beginning itself, we come with the blocks, or what we call as psychological barriers in our mind. When we have those blocks with us, that whatever the other person is going to say is wrong, only I am right, then the communication is not taking place. That having a feeling of understanding is not taking place, and there is every likelihood that you will be misunderstood. or the other person is going to be misunderstood by you. So, in but in the professional life, or even in the day to day life also, the argument should be avoided, because we are not there to prove who is right or wrong. We are here to find out what is right and what is wrong, and how should we proceed about. When you put your first argument, they say that you have lost 50% of your battle. So even if the other person is trying to prompt you to enter into an argument, avoid that. Avoid to enter into an argument. If you just put your first argument, they say that you have lost 50% of your battle. And the moment you put your second argument, they say that you have lost the rest 50% also. So nobody is listening, and it is the situation is like that. You see the picture here. Then when the discussion से argument की तरफ पहुंचते हैं, you see yourself here how the people are, their body language itself. And one of the main reasons of argument is ego, and there is a false sense of ego. There is no real sense in when nobody is listening, the other person is also putting himself or herself separately, and you are also sitting like that. Nobody is listening, and it is a very difficult situation. And the best solution would have been that one of the persons who were in the communication would say that I am sorry, I didn't mean it. The other person is arguing, and you can very coolly say that I never meant it. And with this kind of attitude, then you will be able to communicate not only with two persons each other, but you will be able to communicate with a group also. This is what is required to be done in the professional life, where you are pulling in the ideas of all the people and reaching out to a solution of a problem. You are being hired in the industries to reach out the solution to the problem, not to settle the scores by your false egos. So that's very important in the communication. And kindly read this one. An immature person who is not reflecting the maturity in the life will win an argument even at the cost of a relationship. But a matured person, he will like to lose an argument to uphold a golden relationship. And a relationship, maintaining relationships are a very important aspect of life, even in the professional life, when you have to work in a team. If in a team you are not having faith and trust in each other, then you are losing relationship, and then the whole industry, the whole company, the whole department will be suffering because of that ego problem, which are basically false ego problems. So at the very outset, I'm going to say, I have said that kindly think about what you are going to say or write. Number two is never enter into an argument when we are in a communication. So communication is central to all political, business, social, cultural, and spiritual activities. We all understand this very well. So let me go to the next one now here. The significance. It is the heart of all the organizations, whether it is a teaching organization, or it is a manufacturing organization, it is a sales or trading, or whatever the industry is doing, or a service organization. Communication is the central to all organizations. And it has been seen that about 70% of the time in any organization is spent in interpersonal relationship. And in the interpersonal relationship, communication is the main thing. If your communication is good, your interpersonal relationships are bound to be good also. So 70% of the times people are spending in interpersonal situations, and due to poor communication skills, those interpersonal relationships can be affected. Then effective communication is an essential component of organization success, whether it is interpersonal relationship, intergroup, intragroup, organizational, or external levels. Within the organization also, people have to communicate. For example, there is a department of material management. There is a department of manufacturing. there is a department of quality control, then there is a department of uh, marketing. So you have to have a proper interpersonal relationship or working in a team between the industry also. And once the material is going out, your product is going out, then you have to communicate with your clients outside the organization also. And if your communication is poor, there can be problems in the manufacturing, there can be problem with the quality, there can be problem with the marketing, there can be problem with your clients also. So that's the very, very important aspect of communication. We'll just skip some of this, ma'am. We'll be just skipping some of this. Okay, come to the back. Now, before I proceed further, I like to share with you the process of communication. Why I'm going to share the process? Because each and every aspect in this process, though you may be aware about the process of communication, but let me just share with you next 2-3 minutes so that we are able to understand the process. And if we have to make our communication more effective, each and every aspect in this process has to be very clearly understood. Every communication starts with an idea or a message. You always have a message in your mind which you want to communicate to the other person. You start with a message or an idea, and then the person who is going to share that idea with the other person or group of persons becomes a sender. Okay, you have an idea, now you want to share that with other person, so you become a sender, and you encode that idea. That you encode means you will use the language maybe or some non-verbal cues, something like that, and then you encode that idea into certain words, certain phrases, and then you choose certain process, certain channels to convey that idea to the receiver, to the person to whom you want to convey that idea. So that person is a receiver, and that person decode whatever you have encoded in your message. And after decoding, he or she is going to give you feedback that whether he has listened to it, whether he's understood it or no, whether he's able to comprehend, or whatever inferences he or she is trying to draw from your idea. You are going to draw feedback. You're going to ask him, have you understood? Have you learned it? Or you are going to ask questions, or you have your own ways of taking the feedback. And then if there is a need, you will try to reinforce your idea again. If you feel that there is a gap between what you have said and what the other person have understood, there is a gap, you may like to reinforce, or you may like to go ahead. If you feel that the other person has understood it well, you may be like to go to the next step now next part of the communication. So my dear friend, this is a basically process of message or idea, sender, the process of communication, the person who is going to receive that idea, receiver, he's going to use that idea or decode that idea and then get a feedback. And in between, if you see, there is also I put the word noise or a barrier. You may have done a very good encoding of the idea, and process is also very good, but there can be certain physical or certain psychological or physiological barriers, or what we call as noise, which is not allowing that idea to reach to the receiver. So we have to be conscious about that. Now, why I'm explaining you this process, we all know this process very well. Why I'm explaining to you is that each and every aspect of this process is very important for the effective communication. First of all, the message. The idea should be very clear in the mind of the person who is going to share that idea. The message should be very clear in his or her own mind. Then he should be able to, or she should be able to encode it properly. The language, the non-verbal aspect of communication, whatever way he wants to communicate, that encoding should be done very, very nicely. And then the process itself should be very, very nice. For example, today morning, there was a little delay in this program itself, because the process, the ICT based program which we are going to, which we are doing now with you, there was some problem in the process itself. You were not able to listen us very clearly. Some of you were not able to see our PowerPoints here. The process has to be done well. Maybe I have encoded my whole lecture or my speakers here in the next few sessions also have done very well. But the process is, there's a problem in the process, or some noise is there. So you are not able to listen us. You are not able to see our PowerPoint slides here. It will never reach you. Okay. Now the idea is very clear. The encoding you have done very nicely. The process is done very well. Maybe the receiver is not able to decode it. The language which I am using here, for some of you, if you are not able to decode it properly, you are not able to understand that very well, it is all useless. So the whole process of communication, effective communication, will depend also on the decoding competency of the receiver, the ability of the receiver to decode that idea in his or her own language and the vocabulary. If let us say I start speaking here French or any other Hindi language, some of you may not be able to understand Punjabi. I start speaking Punjabi here. I'm comfortable in Punjabi. I can encode my idea maybe more proficiently in Punjabi instead of saying in Hindi because that is my mother tongue. Some of you may not be able to understand that. My encoding is very good, but your decoding of that language, because the language barriers can be very bad. And okay, after even decoding, let us hope that you have good idea, you have encoded very well, the process is very well, you are able to decode. There may be certain perceptual gaps between what you have decoded and what I intended to share with you. मैंने कुछ और कहना चाहा था, आपने उसका मतलब जो है कुछ और निकाल लिया. And you are now heading towards a very deep misunderstanding. There is a lot of misunderstanding. And let me share here, my dear friends, most of the problems in the life, even in our homes, even in the offices, are not due to communication. These are due to miscommunication, misunderstanding. मेरा वो कहने का मतलब ही नहीं था जो आपने निकाल लिया. Unless and until you don't have the feedback whether the other person is trying the same meaning which I wanted to convey to the other person, unless that feedback comes to you, you are not really very sure whether the other person has understood or not. Maybe he has misunderstood. Maybe there is a need to reinforce little bit here and there to say what you wanted to say. Okay, so the whole process of communication is very important for all of us. And if you understand this process very well, at each and every level, we have to lay emphasis and have a proficiency in that. The importance of speaker is very important. The importance of the process is very important. The importance of the receiver and his or her ability to give you feedback, both are very, very important also. So we'll just, ma'am, we'll keeping this on this slides now here. Some typical features of communication. It is a two-way process. We have talked about that. It is a continuous, dynamic and ongoing. It has to lead to some activity. The result should be there. As a outcome of my communication, some action has to be, exercised. It is a cumulative process. It's not one-time affair only. It is cumulative. Whatever I am going to say, or what I am saying in one sentence, or maybe next sentence, or maybe for 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 50 minutes, whatever I have said, if you are able to cumulate the whole idea and take some action, then only I would say that my communication is complete. It is a cumulative process comprising of both ideas, speaker, process, listener, feedback, and then again. It is irreversible. More often than not, the words which you have said or written, normally we say that it is irreversible. हम एक हिंदी में कहावत कहते हैं कि जो तीर कमान से निकला है वो वापस आ सकता है, हालांकि वो कभी वापस नहीं आता. तीर कमान से निकला हुआ वापस आ सकता है, लेकिन जो शब्द आपने एक बार मुंह से निकाल दिए वो वापस नहीं आ सकता. You may have to give 5 clarification for one wrong communication. Even then, there is every likelihood that the other person will carry that in his or her heart. So you have to be very, very careful about this. It is irreversible. It is contextual. What do you mean by that? When we communicate with anybody, it has a context. Without context, the communication is almost zero. Without context, uh, in every situation, in what context a particular sentence has been spoken or written, that is very important. If you just try to uh, bifurcate that phrase out of the context, it may be giving you different meaning. So there is again every likelihood to have a misunderstanding. Then it's a very complex, which we have seen just now. It's a very complex process, and it is inevitable. It is inevitable. You are communicating anyways, whether you are saying something or you are not saying something. Your silence is also communicating to the other. It is inevitable. You cannot avoid it. So we'll be going to the some main aspects, madam. Now we'll be shifting. I know aspects of methods of oral communication channels. Probably most of the students know it. Because of the necessity of the time, we'll be now going to the making the communication more effective. So in the written communication, we have this kind of forms of communication, and these are the tools available in written communication. It has its own advantages and disadvantages, both oral as well as the written communication. And let me just go to the slide. Okay, we come to this slide, and probably this will be covering all the slides. Can you, madam, come to this slide? My dear friends, because time is not allowing me to go in the details of the communication, let me cover with you 10 C's in communication. You just focus on these 10 C's. Your communication skills can be very, very effective. Whether it is a speaking skills or it is a writing skills, is listening or whatever. Number one is clear. Whether you are using the oral communication mode or written communication mode or the non-verbal, be very clear. Your contents, that message should be very, very clear. The first C stands for clarity. The second C stands for concise. They say that brevity is the soul of communication. Brevity, you understand, means being brief. Be very concise. In very few words, you should be able to convey your things. Should be direct, precise, should save time. Nobody has time in this world to listen to your whole stories. So be very concise. The third C stands for correctness. Be specific and accurate. Be sure that whatever you are going to say or write is accurate. Do a little research on whatever you want to say to the other person and make sure to the best of your knowledge and understanding you are correct. Be specific and be very accurate. The fourth C stands for complete. Incomplete communication also leads to a lot of misunderstanding. So be very complete when you say something. Complete your sentence or your phrase. Self-contained. It should be very, whatever piece of information you want to say or write, should be self-contained. Everything related to that should be contained in that communication. Then the fifth C stands for courteous. Be very cordial, polite, kind, improve. It should improve the relationship. Be very courteous, not rude. Then the sixth C stands for creditability, which means commitment, truthfulness, or trustworthiness. If you are, let us say, saying lies, maybe if you have, let us say, said lie, you feel that you will not be caught by other person. Let me just take the people for a ride. I just communicate how people know that whether I'm right or wrong on particular issue. And once you lose your trustworthiness, I mean, people lose trust on you. Even if next time you're going to say a right thing, people will not trust. People will take you as a liar. They say liar is always a liar. वो आपने स्टोरी सुनी है भेड़िया आया वाली. That is very important in communication. So trustworthiness, having a credibility established, is the most important thing in communication. Whatever you're communicating, be sure that you are not mistrusting, you are not leading the people to mistrust. Then the seventh C stands for considerate. Be considerate about your audience or your reader. Be considerate about your audience or about your reader. Yeah, that is your target audience. जो आपका टारगेट है कम्युनिकेशन का, बी कॉन्शियस ऑफ दैट एंड अकॉर्डिंगली यू कम्युनिकेट. देन द नेक्स्ट वन इज कंक्रीट, सब्सटेंशियल. whatever you want to say or write should be some substance in that. It is not just हम लोग गप्पे हाँक रहे हैं, कोई मीनिंग नहीं है किसी बात का, just passing away time, just whiling away, wandering away with the time. That should not happen in communication. A very important thing is should be very concrete. If you are not very concrete and substantial, people will again start losing faith on you. They will mistrust you. वो सोचेंगे कि जब भी ये बोलेंगे ये कुछ ऐसी नॉनसेंस सी बात बोलने वाले हैं या इसने कुछ नॉनसेंस ही लिखा होगा. Again you are losing your credentials. Then the last C stands for coherent. That is your consistency. Be very cautious about that. Coherent means there are people who do not have, we say that in English language we say that they do not have the backbone. उनकी कोई backbone नहीं, they don't take any stand on whatever they are going to say. आज आपने देखा कि आपने ये कहा, कल आपने देखा कि चार लोग कुछ और बात कर रहे हैं, आप उनके साथ जुड़ गए, फिर आपने वो बात करनी शुरू कर दी. Normally it happens in the meetings when the boss is trying to say something, everybody will try to take the side of the boss only. हो सकता है मीटिंग से पहले आपने लोगों को पहले इनफॉर्मली बात करी हो कुछ भी, and you wanted to say something in that meeting, you want to represent the people's opinion or your ideas in the meeting, but you feel that you will be cornered in the meeting, so you hold your viewpoints and you just keep twisting your ideas, so you will not be again trustworthy. It is a good idea, even if in a discussion, even if there is a opposition to your ideas, or maybe you are not liking somebody's idea, you should be very objectively and very clearly convey and be coherent in your communication. If you are not coherent, again it will lead to mistrust. So if my dear, just keep in mind this 10 C's in your communication, whether it is speaking or whether it is writing communication, written communication, more or less you will be going on the track. Okay. Again, these are the basically 6 questions which you can pose to yourself, which can answer to your query to effectively communication. We have covered some of these. Let me just put before you once again. What to communicate, that is your idea. What is the objective of your communication? What you want that people should be able to do or understand? What is your objective? What is the goal of communication? Keep that in focus. How to communicate? What channels? What processes? Whether you want to use the phone or you want to write something, or you just want to remain silent, that can also be your choice. Then whom to address, your target audience. When to communicate. What is the right time to communicate? Time also communicates so many things. What is the right time to communicate? That is also very important. Then how often to communicate? You have said something and probably that needs reinforcement, or that had to be retold or rewritten again. One-time communication in many situations may not be enough. Maybe you have said something to your child or your student, and maybe next time student are doing same mistake again. You say that okay, मैंने तो पहले कल बता दिया था इनको ये सब कुछ पहले ही. No, that's not enough. Maybe there is a need to re-communicate the same. So you must know that this communication has to be retold. There has to be reminder and re-reminders to reminders also. So if you just keep in mind these 6 elements, that is what to communicate, what is your objective, goals, how to communicate, whom to address, who's your target audience, keep that into mind, when to communicate, the right time to communicate, and how often you have to communicate, that will lead to the good communication skills. I am just keeping some of the slides so that we are able to cover the important aspects of communication before we go to the next topics. It is very important in communication that we should be loud enough to be heard by other people. We should be loud. We normally ask, am I loud enough? In the morning also I was trying to check with my centers, are you able to hear us? So being loud is important, but too much of loudness can also be leading to nervous breakness. Loud is not always clear. Remember this, being loud is important in communication, but loudness is not leading to clarity. Normally we have a confusion between the two. If I am saying something, if you are not understanding, I try to raise my level of the voice. Instead of clarifying, rephrasing my what I want to say, I am trying to raise my voice. The problem is not with your ears, the problem is with your understanding. So this is very important in communication. They say that a study has been done in US that even if a person is very loud, that can be even deterring the process of communication. They say that if a person talks continuously in a loud tone, your tone, pitch, volume, all those things are very important aspects of your oral communication. I'm not going to cover that part right now. This can be as distracting as a jackhammer. My students from the mechanical or from the engineering background, they understand the jackhammer. If I am, let us say now, there is a noise in the room. You have seen the courtrooms. There is noise. The judge will come and he will put the hammer there. What he is trying to say, he is trying to distract you from the discussions which are taking place and get your attention here. I mean, normally a jackhammer is a distracting thing, distracting you from your normal communication and getting attention. And a jackhammer can be very, very, if your communication is going on, the right kind of communication is going on, and somebody keep on hammering, and that too with a jackhammer, that can be very, very dangerous. And that can lead to even a nervous breakdown. If you have your, your friends maybe, or your spouse or your colleague who's of the habit of speaking all the time very loudly, that can be as distracting as jackhammer, and you can lead to nervous breakness, which can also result to death. That is why in many suits in US, for example, there are so many divorce cases based on the loudness level of the other partner. So you have to be very, very careful. Loud is very important, but it is not, that you loud is always clear. Be aware about this fact also. I have said that in your voice, your tone, your pitch, your quality, your pace, your force or intensity, all these 5 important components you have to keep into mind. Your tone has to be always soft, not very harsh. Your pitch should be medium, not very high, not very low. Normally the female voice have very high pitch. That is why you will see that in many of the announcement desks or even in the call center operators, they have the female voices because their pitch is very good. And that pitch means that they are able to reach to the longer distances. Their voice can go to the longer distance. So if depending on your target audience, you will fix your pitch. You will adjust your pitch. Your quality should be controlled. Your pace should be rapid or slow depending on the content, depending on the understanding level of the students. Then the force, high and low, what we call as modulation. Depending on the content again, depending on the sentiments of what the other person, what the contents, the sentiment of the contents are, you will accordingly, put the intensity on to your speech. I I have tried to cover some basic elements about the verbal aspects of communication. Let me just very briefly talk about non-verbal communication, which contributes to the 93% of communication. When whatever I am not saying with my words is also communicating to you. This is very, very important aspect of communication. Some of the various aspects of non-verbal communications are your body language, your personal space, gestures and postures, facial expressions, timings, example, and behavior. The body language. Dr. Punia has tried to show you some of the slides through the pictures that what kind of body language is conveying what kind of meanings. In the afternoon sessions, in the when we are going to take sessions on the group discussions and on how to appear for the interview, we'll be going in details about the body language again. But the way you are speaking, your gestures, your posture, the way you stand or the way you sit down, your posture or your hand movement or your neck movement, your gestures and all, they also convey so many meanings. You have to be very, very careful about that. And then your facial expressions. I said just now that about 90%, 93% of your communication takes place through your non-verbal modes. And when it comes to non-verbal modes, so many things are there in the non-verbal communication. Your face is conveying about 70 to 80%. Your whole body is conveying things to the people, non-verbal in the communication, but your face itself is conveying about 70 to 80%. And out of the face also, 70 to 80% is being spoken by your eyes. So if you have to be good communicator, you have to have very good non-verbal communication skills, and out of that, focus on your face, focus on your eyes, that where your eyes are moving and how your eyes are moving. Then timings and examples are very, very important aspects of. And Dr. Puni has talked about the listening. It is important that we are good speakers and good writers. Listening, to my mind, includes your ability to read also. Because when you are saying something, you are listening. When the other person is writing something, you are listening to the person also. When you are reading somebody, you are listening to other person's ideas through reading maybe. So listening is very important aspect of communication. We find that especially in India, we lack in this listening skills. We have a tendency to cut each other. Cutting each other is taken as a very big offense in communication, especially in the Western world. If you cut somebody has trying to say something, and in between you cut somebody, it is taken as big a offense as you have murdered someone. People do not like you. I mean, people will stop listening to you if you have a habit of cutting each other. So you have to be an active listener, not a passive listener. What is the difference between an active and a passive listener? An active listener is putting the speaker at a comfort zone. He is nodding his head. He's trying to respond that he's listening. He is trying to, even before the other person is trying to say something, the active listener is trying to convey to the other person that he's interested in what you want to say. So he becomes an active listener. A passive listener is one person who is making the speaker discomfortable. For example, by my body language or by my any verbal or non-verbal clues, I am conveying to the other person that I am not interested. You may be a very good speaker. There's no problem in your communication. But if the listener is very passive, whatever you say, good or bad, I don't care. You have a I don't care type of attitude, then you become a passive listener. So to have a good listening, good communication, you have to be a good listener also. You have to pay attention and concentration. Be observant about the non-verbal cues also. What the other person has not said, what we say, drawing the meaning between the lines also.